Hey everybody, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Well, you know, for the last 2 weeks we've been doing shows with Landon and Prestige Custom Builders talking about what the custom builder brings to the table as far as the steps that you take from the time you take the phone call to him to say, hey, I want to build a custom home, and you go over plans till the closing when they hand you the keys and you move in. But there's a different aspect. A lot of custom builders build spec homes, or they have property, and realtors will bring a buyer, whether it's for a spec home or a custom home, to the table. And so we've got Beth Terminella here with us today with 110 Realty Group and Landon. How does that work? You've got a spec home, she's got a buyer, yep. Or you're a custom builder and she has an investor that wants to build some rental properties here. So how does that all come together, and what role does the realtor play, and what role do you play as a builder?
So most of the time on a spec home, we'll have the house listed with a realtor at some point in time. If that's the case, then they need to go through the realtors. The realtors work together, they can get everything ironed out. That's what they're there for. Okay. If it's not listed with a realtor yet, and the realtor brings me a buyer that wants to get into the on the ground floor, early stages of it, we can also do that, and the realtor and I will work out, the commission part of that, and we'll take care of that. And it's not uncommon for the buyer to have a realtor, even if they're going for a custom house, and that's something that is acceptable. I mean, that's something that I like. You should always have a realtor looking out for you.
Someone a third party that represents.
Absolutely.
We like to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's one of those things where you want your buyer to feel comfortable,
right.
And so with
an advocate.
Exactly. There you go. And I don't look at a realtor as someone who is who's trying to hurt the process or anything like that. I look at them as they're trying to help their customer, and their customer's doing a good deed by having a realtor. So I think it's a smart process.
As a realtor, you've got an investor that
right.
wants to buy some property. What's your aspect of working with a custom builder like Landon, or going to him and saying, hey, I've got this investor that's looking to do some short-term rentals down here. What do you have, and then what do you do?
A lot of times what happens is there is a spec home. They fall in love with the spec home. They may want to change a few things. You may have a different lot that they want to build on that lot. So you probably sell a lot of custom houses off of your specs sitting
yes.
out there. I would think so.
Yeah.
So having a spec on the ground for me, working with a builder makes my job easier.
Does it?
Yes.
Because they aren't just imagining it; they're seeing it.
They're seeing it, and I am jumping around on this. Can you see me? I'm
yeah.
moving.
Well, when it comes to property, if they buy property for you, do you have very many people that buy property say, okay, we'd like to build a custom
sure.
home?
Yes.
Do you have suggestions? Once you close on the property, do you also work with and getting them in touch with a reputable builder?
I do, and normally before they buy that property, I would say talk to a builder first, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So the size of the house will fit.
You know what can go on to the property.
Yeah.
If it's a local realtor, then they know the areas and they know water, sewer, or septic.
Right.
But if it's an out-of-town realtor, I really encourage the buyer to talk with a builder before they buy the property, because if they don't, they may be buying a piece of property that you can't even build on, or you can't
right.
get water to, or you can't
right.
get sewer to. And nothing's worse than having a piece of property you can't do anything with. I've got one of those.
Right.
Yeah.
And that comes back to, because I'm a big advocate for, it's always nice using a buddy that's in Dallas that's got a real estate company, but Bolivar's one of those different places.
Yeah.
You've got different zones, you've got insurance that you need to think about, you've got sewer and water that you need to think about, and so working with a local realtor down here really could save you a whole lot of trouble and money in the long run. I mean, we've seen other people get caught in it. Now, you're bringing Landon the buyer, the customer.
We've met several different buyers in his spec houses, And, you know, I wrote down some questions. So is
Okay.
it okay if I go?
Yeah.
So like, you have a spec out there and let's say the buyer wants to change some things, you know, that they see on the next house. And what's that process like for you?
So every house gets bid out individually. I can give you a generalized price of what that house was, but let's be honest, prices change all the time. You may not want all the built-ins. You may not want the tall ceilings. You may not want the 8-foot doors. We need to change that down. We need to, reevaluate the plan and the price for that plan. And then as we lay out the house, the house sits further off the road. It's closer to the road. You're going to get different budgets for, the driveway, sod and grass, different things like that.
Okay. And then what is your warranty like?
So we do a 1-year builder warranty on the house, and then you've also got the warranty from the plumber, the electrician, the HVAC, along with all the appliance warranties, different things like that. So a lot of the products that you use already have longer warranties than what the builder warranty is, but it's one of those things where that can always be negotiated in price as well. I've had a customer that we're building a custom home for now. They wanted an extended warranty on the house. Okay, then we can offer that, but we just factor it into the
Right.
You just
to the
buy
price.
that insurance.
Correct.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
mean, just make sure that we're going to take care of things. I mean, you got to think we're going to get some type of wind event at some point in time. I mean, the warranty does not cover a wind event, any natural disaster or anything like that. So you got to take those into consideration.
Well,
when
and
you're
you've got
looking
home
for that.
insurance too.
You've got home
Oh, yeah.
insurance as well. But anything that we do, if we come back and it's 3 years down the road and we just didn't do something right, I'm going to make it right for the customer.
That's
I mean,
good to
that's one of those things of I would rather you tell your friend, hey, we bought this house and this wasn't done right. We didn't find it for another 2 or 3 years, but he came back in and made sure that he made it right.
Right.
That goes a long ways.
Sure. Walkthroughs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of goes back into that same thing we were just
Yeah.
talking about.
Yeah.
Like, if we find something down the road, we're going to take care of it.
So how many walkthroughs do you have during the custom build process?
Custom build process, we're going to be looking through the house together on a weekly, bi-weekly basis, whether it be pictures or videos or in-person meetings. I'm down here 5 to 6 days a week.
Yeah.
You can find me down here a lot. So, if you can make it down here, I can make time for you.
Okay. Yeah, because I think it is important for a buyer
Absolutely.
to do certain walkthroughs during certain steps of construction,
Yeah.
because I heard you say it in the other show. You don't want to have to go back and change it when you do that
I don't want to
final
go back and
walkthrough.
change it. And it's also one of those things of I want you to feel comfortable with knowing where things are.
Yeah.
Like, know where the breaker box is, know where these plugs are, know what's behind the wall before we cover everything up. That's important to know.
So that when you're hanging TVs, you don't go through a wire or a pipe.
And just so you can have reference too, as well as if you ever have a problem, like if you're trying to troubleshoot something, the
Right.
plug doesn't work or a light stops working down the road, you kind of have an idea of where these wires went or where this plug
Yeah.
was, different things like that.
And this is the Texas coast, so the air down here with the salt, the humidity, everything is multiplied greatly compared to what it is even in Houston and especially up in Dallas. And so it's good to know your home. It's good to walk through your home and actually get your home inspected every so often so that you can know that your home's in the best shape. Well, guys, thanks for joining us this
Thank
morning.
you.
Yeah.
We're going to wind down our 3-week process with Landon and Beth on what it takes to build a custom home. We've been doing these shows with both Beth and Landon Beth for a couple years, Landon for about 6 months, and both of them are quality businesses, that really take care of their customers and go out of their way. They're a big part of Team Bolivar and a big part of Bolivar Peninsula. Both of them are active in the community and give back to the community. And so, like always says, you use local because they know the area, they know what it takes to build a home and what it costs to build and sell a home with a realtor like Beth. So we're going to head on out. Y'all, thanks for joining us. I've
Thank
had
you
too
very
much
much.
coffee this morning, I think.
It's been a day.
It's been a day. Until next time, I'm David with Bolivar Live. Y'all have a great day, great week. Come see us. God bless, and bye-bye.